YouTube, Computer Good 1416 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at two computers that were donated to me by a coworker actually, who I'm not going to mention his name, but if you're watching this, thank you once again. We were talking one day and he mentioned that he had two computers in his closet that were taking up space that he didn't want anymore, and he knew that I collected and restored these things, so he said to me, "Do you want these?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take them," because I figure I could use them for something. So, and he didn't give me any information about what they were. I had no idea, and he didn't know either. But looking at them now, it appears to be two custom-built computers, probably from the mid to late 90s, maybe even the early 2000s. And I really like the design of these, especially the one on the right. It's got a really cool translucent blue color. So, and I don't have any idea about the specs or anything. This would be a completely blind look at both of them. I'm going to open it up on camera for the first time here, so... But, like I said, I really like the way they look. They're really, really cool looking. So I think what I'm probably going to end up doing with these, and I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm thinking I may use one of them to rebuild the 98 box. Because as you guys know, and you're looking at a picture right now, the custom-built 98 machine I had, its motherboard completely went out on me. And so I kept the case around because I figured I was going to rebuild it at some point. But, it's really nothing special. It's just a typical beige computer from that era. So, what I think I might do is use one of these cases instead, because these are a lot more interesting to look at, as you can see. So, and then as for the other one, again, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm thinking I may build like an XP box, like an early 2000s box, because I had one of those at one point, and you're looking at it now. And again, it wasn't anything special. It was just a newer case that I got on Newegg. So I might use one of these for that too, and kind of create two new computers out of this. So we'll give that one some thought. That's not going to be this video. This video is just going to be me looking at both of them for the first time and powering them up. Now I should say ahead of time that the hard drives have been taken out of them. He removed the hard drives from them. And I really don't blame him at all, because really, if you're going to give away or sell a computer, you really do want to take the hard drive out of it, if you can, because, there's a lot of personal data on there. Even if it's not your data, it may be someone else's personal data. So, really, if you're going to give a hard drive with a computer, you really do want to use something like Derek's Boot and Nuke DBAN to completely wipe the sectors, because, sorry, my phone was ringing there. But yeah, just deleting files or even formatting the drive in Windows is not always enough. Sometimes the files can still be recovered. So, ideally you want to take the drives out before you give them away, but like he did. But if not, at least use DBAN at a minimum. But anyway, so enough rambling. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of these machines individually. Alright, taking a look at the first one here. Looks like we've got two CD-ROM drives on the front. One is a Kenwood, and the one on the bottom is unbranded, but it's got this cool blue cover to it. Actually, I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Maybe that it's missing its cover, but yeah. We'll test those, see if they work when we power the machine on. And then we got a floppy drive there. Sorry. Floppy drive there. And it looks like a reset button and power button there. And like I said, I really like the way these look. These are really, really cool. I like these a lot better than the case I was using for my 98 machine. So, anyway, taking a look at the back, we've got, looks like, power supply on the top. Then we got our typical I/O for a computer of this age. Looks like we got some kind of video card. Again, I don't know anything about any of this until we power it on. We got a modem, looks like some kind of expansion slot, maybe a game port possibly. And then we got the sound card. And looks like maybe even an Ethernet card on the bottom. And then on the top, it's actually got a handle, which is kind of cool. It's hard to see that, but yeah, got a handle. So, anyway, let me go ahead and open this up and we'll take a look inside. So I popped the side cover off and let's take a quick look inside. Now, first thing I noticed was this fan is kind of loose. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. But otherwise, yeah, everything looks fine in here. A little dusty, but pretty easy to take care of. There's also a bracket here that's loose. I don't know where that goes, but yeah, I have to figure all that out. But first I want to boot it up and see what kind of specs this thing has, which will give me an idea of whether I want to keep this board in here or whether I want to upgrade it. So we'll see what we want to do about that. But yeah, let me go ahead and plug it into the monitor and keyboard here, and we'll go ahead and see what we got going on specs wise. So, alright guys, so we have it all hooked up to the monitor and keyboard here, so let's go ahead and power it up and see what we get. Alright, powered right up. So let me zoom in on the screen so we can see if we can go into the BIOS, and hopefully escape will do it. I don't know what that clicking is. Almost like the floppy drive's going bad. Also, it looks like we got a Pentium 3, 566 megahertz. Not too bad at all. I can't remember off the top of my head what my custom build 98 box had in it, but I want to say it was about the same CPU there. Looks like it looks like the floppy disk failed, so that would make sense based on the clicking I'm hearing. So let's go ahead and hit delete to enter setup. It looks like we have 524 megs of RAM, pretty good. So yeah, and I actually did set the time off camera there, so that's why the time is showing that. So it looks like the CMOS battery is good. So got that. It's recognizing the floppy disk, but I think it's going bad, as you could hear by that clicking earlier. But I do have a floppy drive I could replace this with. It does recognize at least one of the CD-ROM drives. I'm not sure about the other one. I might just take it out because it's not needed. And looks like we're not going to get too much more going on in here. So yeah, like I said, we'll give some thought to what we're going to use this for. I may use this, very well may use this as a 98 box. So right for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the other machine. Look at the second machine, which I actually like a lot better. I think it looks a little nicer. So it looks like we got a 52X CD-ROM drive on the front there. Just one. I got a floppy drive, and then the power and reset. These cases do have a lot of similarities. So I don't know if maybe they came from the same place, or I don't know what the story is behind that, but they do look, pretty similar. Not identical, but pretty similar. So this one, I think, is a little more of a baby blue as opposed to the other one is more dark blue. So anyway, taking a look at the back, we've got power supply, I/O there, and then we don't have as many expansion slots. We've got, looks like a USB card there. We got, looks like a sound card of some sort, modem, and probably I'm not sure what that is. Is it a joystick port? Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like there. But yeah, forgot to mention the video card as well there. Looks like it's got a composite out, which is kind of cool. So anyway, let's go ahead and open this thing up. So yeah, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I may use one of them is the 98 box, and then the other one I may just part out and then maybe put a newer motherboard, like maybe an XP era motherboard in it, and use it as maybe a early 2000s rig. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, looks like this one's got screws, the other one did not. So let me grab my screwdriver here. Looks like you guys can't see much. There we go. That's better. Where did I put my screwdriver? There it is. This one's got two screws on there, and then the case should just slide right off. Alright. There we go. Yeah, so let's see what we got going on here. Actually take it off the tripod here just to give you a better view. So looks like we got a Thermaltake Volcano 5 CPU cooler. I'm assuming maybe it's another Pentium 3, and I'm not sure yet till we power it up, but yep, I got that. Oh, it's actually got two CPUs maybe? Yeah, looks like we may have two CPUs there. Not sure what's going on with that. yeah. Sorry, this isn't very well rehearsed. I just wanted to do kind of a blind unboxing here. But I will do a more detailed video on both of these later. But yeah, that's about all we can show for that. Both are pretty clean on the inside. So that's a pretty good sign. So anyway, let me go ahead and hook this up and we'll power this one on as well. Alright, let's go ahead and boot the second one up. Now I kind of cheated for the first one, and I'd already booted it up beforehand. And that's why the date was set correctly. But this one, I promise, is completely blind. I have not booted this up yet. So. And I just realized, I don't know why I bothered hooking up the mouse to both of them, because, like I said, these don't have any kind of operating system on them, and this was long before the days of GUI BIOSes, so. Yeah, well, this one's not powering up. So that may be a sign that maybe this one's dead. Alright guys, so this is why I like to film this stuff, so I can laugh at myself later, but all that was wrong with it was the power switch was flipped off. You can see it's on now, but it was flipped off. So I didn't notice that, I guess because the other one already was flipped on. I just assumed this one was too. So anyway, let me hook up the keyboard again. Not the mouse this time, because that's not going to be necessary. Just the keyboard and the VGA, and then we will go ahead and power this one on as well. Yeah, that's why you always check the power switches on the back. I was poking around inside thinking, what's going on? And it turns out it's just the power switch is flipped off. Alright. Let's go ahead and move over to the monitor here and power it on. And yep, power's on just fine now. Let's see what we got going on here. It's really loud. Sounds like the case fan maybe blocked or whatever on it. Just made just dusty. Alright. It's got a looks like it's got a copyright date of 2000. I didn't think to check the other one. This one's a little less powerful. It's 366 megahertz, but they're both Pentium 3s. Alright. Looks like it thinks it's 2000, so we'll go ahead and adjust the date on this one too, see if it keeps it. Yeah, I don't know what the stories are behind these, if he, you know, maybe he built both for members of his family, both at the same time, because they both look very similar, and they're both similarly spec'd, so I wonder if they were built at the same time, possibly, for different people, perhaps. Okay, we've got, looks like the floppy disk is recognized on this one. I didn't see that error before. Oh, almost dropped the keyboard there, that wouldn't have been good. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and, looks like we got a network drive in there. Alright, network card that is. Let's go ahead and see what else we can see come up on here. How much RAM we've got. Alright. Yep, we do have two CPUs. I was right about that. Looks like they're both running at 440 megahertz. That's pretty interesting. I've never owned a computer from this era that has two CPUs. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And I'll have to look back at the video footage to see what the copyright date on the other machine was, because it's possible, like I said, that maybe they were built both at the same time, maybe, you know, for members of the same family or something. But looks like we also got a floppy disk error on this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and end it off here. I just mainly wanted to test it out here on video. I'm not gonna do much with it here, but like I said, I'm gonna give some thought to what I want to do with these. You know, may use one as a 98 box and then the other one, I'm not sure yet. So we'll give that some thought, but that'll be in another video. So for now, I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to have a new video up pretty soon here. I hope to kind of start going on maybe a weekly schedule. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.